I'm about to tell you is a matter of life and death. If the soil dies, we die.
The facts have been proven. Roundup does cause cancer.
If you burrow deeply enough, there is a pipeline of money from the pesticide industry into those universities. They're getting the kind of science that money can buy.
Well, a new film is exploring what we all love, and that's food. You're also looking at how it comes to life and makes its way to our dinner table.
Common Ground is a hopeful and uplifting story of the pioneers of the regenerative movement who produce tremendous quantities of nutritionally dense food and are working to balance the climate, all while bringing our entire ecosystem back to life. Here to talk more about the film is founder of Farm Green and an Indiana regenerative farmer, as well as cast member of the documentary, Mr. Rick Clark. Thanks for being here, Rick.
Thank you.
Rick.
Thanks for having me.
How are you?
Oh,
So,
I'm doing great.
why is it important for us that you made this film?
Yeah, this film, what I really like about it is it describes what the problems are with our food system are, but then it gives you solutions as well. So it talks about the pioneers and the regenerative movement that are growing tremendous amounts of nutrient-dense food, and it's happening across all walks of life, small scale, large scale, backyard farmers. I mean, all of these things are highlighted in this film.
There's a lot of science that goes into this. So in layman's terms, help us understand what regenerative farming is and why that's so important.
Right. Regenerative farming is following the principles of soil health. And those principles were determined several years ago. It's armoring the soil, it's diversity, it is minimizing disturbance, which means minimizing tillage and minimizing chemistry. Sure. Like our farm, for example, in west central Indiana, we have now eliminated all of those inputs. We no longer use any fertilizers, no more chemicals, no more pesticides. We've done this for about 10 years now. Wow. And it makes the food very healthy to consume then. And by doing these practices, you have a higher nutrient-dense food.
Wow. Now, Rick, this film follows people of all different walks of life. Yeah. What's one thing that you've learned about people despite their background?
You know, when I first saw the movie, there is a segment that it just blew me away on how the farmers in the 1800s, I mean, the women that were in Africa were being kidnapped, and they were being brought hostages to the United States, and they had woven seeds into their hairlines because the seeds were their foundation of their history. That was the beginning of how we were able to get seeds in the United States, all from that of those poor women being stolen from the coast of Africa. So I mean, there are so many things that are brought to life in this movie that you just sit back and you're just like,
that gives me chills.
I didn't know that.
Yes, that gives me chills.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
It must be amazing from your perspective, being a farmer and having been one, I assume, for quite a while at this point.
Fifth generation.
Yeah. So the way your grandfather did it, the way your dad did it, maybe a little bit different from the way you're doing it. What's the state of farming now, especially here in Indiana?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of tillage. There's a lot of inputs that are being used, and look, we don't try to force this down anybody. What we'd like to do is teach people the understanding. What does it mean to implement these principles? So what does it mean to plant a cover crop? Yeah. What does it mean to go no-till? And just help educate those farmers, kind of help them along until they get to that comfort zone to when they can do it on their own. So it's not like we're trying to, force this down anybody's throat.
Yeah.
Well, Rick, we certainly appreciate you and your time. Common Ground will premiere on Sunday, February 25th at 4:30 p.m. at the Can Cinema and Brasserie. All the tickets can be found on allindiana.tv. Rick, again, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
We'll be right back.